Screaming alarms hit the station like knives. Red lights pulse across metal walls. Smoke rolls through the corridors, thick and burning. A violent tremor shakes the deck as something slams into Dock Gate 4. No one knows what it is. No one wants to open that gate. A second impact hits. Harder. The steel bends inward like someone, or something, is punching it from the outside. Security drones roll in, weapons armed, lenses shaking from static. Their targeting feeds glitch with symbols that do not match any known language. Every guard feels the same cold question tightening around their throat. What is trying to get in? Another strike. Metal shrieks. The gate begins to tear. A single crew member dares to step closer. His face shows pure confusion, the kind that comes from seeing a nightmare that should not exist. Behind the fractured gate, something moves in the smoke. Fast, human-shaped, but wrong in every way. The gate rips open. An escape pod, crushed and burning, slides halfway through, as if thrown from deep space at impossible speed. The pod walls pulse, as if alive. Then a scanner unit snaps awake on its own, catching a stream of blood dripping from a crack. It analyzes it instantly. The result appears in the air. Predator Index. Human. Above max limit. No one speaks. Most don't breathe. The pod shakes. A fist punches through the wall from the inside. Guards fire, but the bullets twist mid-air, ripping sideways like invisible hands grab them. Every drone system collapses at once. Their eyes dim. Their bodies fall. A deep, low growl echoes through the bay. Human, but not. And then, through the torn metal, a figure crawls out. A man. Barefoot. Eyes glowing with a faint red light, like something is burning behind them. He collapses to one knee. Not from weakness. From confusion. He looks at his own hands like they don't belong to him. More alarms erupt across the station. A new message flashes on every screen. Unknown DNA variant detected. Lockdown engaged. Guards surround the man again, even though every one of them is shaking. One whispers, "How did a human score higher than a natural-born killer?" The man lifts his head. For a moment, he looks scared of himself. Then something inside him shifts. His back straightens. His breathing slows. His eyes sharpen. A second escape pod slams into the station behind them. Harder. Hotter. And this time, something inside it screams. Why are more of these human predators arriving? And who sent them here? The second pod hits the deck so hard the floor cracks. A blast of burning steam shoots out, knocking two guards backward. Something pounds from inside, faster than human rhythm. The lights blink, then drop to a sick blue. Everyone feels the temperature fall as if the pod is pulling heat from the air. The first man, the one who crawled out, stares at the new pod with terror he cannot hide. His hands tremble. Not from weakness, but memory breaking through like shattered glass. He whispers one word under his breath. Not again. No one hears him, except the pod. A metal shriek slices the bay. The pod's lock melts, not breaks. Liquid metal drips onto the floor like glowing mercury. A medical drone hovers forward, scanning from a distance. Its screen displays something impossible. Life signs. Multiple. Merged. Before anyone can process it, a new figure enters the bay. A woman in a gray command coat, calm in the chaos. Her badge flashes Biosecurity Division 7. A department no one thought was real. She orders the guards to lower their weapons. Voice cold, steady, practiced. They hesitate but obey. Her authority is heavier than fear. She moves to the first man. Her eyes study him like he's an equation she already solved. "You were not supposed to wake yet," she says softly. He recoils as if struck, panic flaring behind his glowing eyes. The second pod splits down the center. A wave of pressure bursts outward, hitting everyone's chest. People gasp, unable to draw air. Then something crawls out, small at first, like a child's silhouette. But the silhouette stretches, grows, bones clicking into place like mechanical parts adjusting. The woman from Division 7 does not move. She watches with controlled fear, as if expecting this exact horror. "This one evolved faster," she mutters. The creature lifts its head, revealing a human face twisted with too many pupils. It looks directly at the first man. The man stumbles backward, shaking violently. Memories ignite, screaming corridors, needles, white rooms, shadows studying him through glass. The woman grabs his arm. Listen to me. If you react, it will react. You two were designed to mirror each other. The creature leaps. Guards fire, but the bullets evaporate before touching its skin. The creature lands on the wall. Crawling sideways like gravity means nothing. It stares down at the woman, and she freezes. Then the creature speaks with a broken, layered voice. Where is the rest of me? Everyone goes silent. The woman's face drains of color. She whispers, They didn't tell me you could talk. The creature tilts its head, eyes widening. Then it points at the first man and says, He stole my voice. The woman from Division 7 steps back fast, hands slipping into her coat. Her fingers close around a small black device pulsing with red dots. The creature hisses, sensing the threat before it forms. The man's eyes widen. He recognizes the device. He knows it can kill both of them. Before the woman can activate it, the bay lights die completely. A low humming vibration rolls through the metal floor. Everyone freezes. This sound is not from the station. It's coming from outside the station, from something massive. Through the observation window, a shadow slides across the stars. Not a ship. More like a living shape, long and slow, drifting with purpose. The sensors flare red, then shut down as if afraid to speak. Even the creature stops moving, listening. The woman curses under her breath. This is too early, she whispers, voice shaking for the first time. She turns to the man, desperate now. You need to remember who you are. We don't have time. But he pulls away, afraid of her, afraid of himself. A deep cracking sound echoes in the bay. The walls shift inward. Tiny particles drift from the ceiling like falling dust, except the dust is glowing. One guard touches a speck, and his skin numbs instantly. The creature watches the falling lights and smiles with recognition. The man steps forward, trembling. A memory flashes through him. Bright lights, tables, voices arguing about thresholds and containment limits. He hears a scientist scream, "We pushed too far. Shut it down." He sees himself connected to someone. But the memory tears in half before he sees who. The creature drops from the wall, landing silently. It crawls toward him on all fours, but its eyes look almost human now. "Give it back," it whispers. "They cut us apart. We were one." The man backs away, shaking his head. He doesn't understand, but something in his bones does. Suddenly, a sharp alarm erupts, different from the others. A coded distress signal, old and forbidden. The woman snaps her head up. That can't be real. That signal was buried decades ago. She runs to a console and forces it to display the source. The screen flickers, then shows a symbol none of the guards recognize. But the man gasps. He knows it. A memory breaks open, a secret project logo burned into his skin long ago. And beneath it, a message appears. Primary host has woken. Initiate return protocol. The woman's face twists with dread. The creature laughs softly. The man steps backward, breath shaking, as a new voice begins speaking through every speaker on the station. The voice says, "Bring him to me, before the others arrive." Chaos erupts the moment the voice finishes speaking. Guards shout over each other, unsure who to protect and who to shoot. The creature crawls backward, claws digging into metal. The man grips the wall, shaking as if the voice is pulling something out of him. The woman from Division 7 slams her hand on a panel, locking the bay doors. The station shudders again, harder this time. A distant explosion rolls through the corridors. Emergency lights burst into life, casting everything in violent red. Someone screams on a nearby intercom before the signal cuts. The woman turns pale. She knows what that kind of scream means. She grabs the man by the shoulders. "You cannot answer that voice. Do you hear me?" But the man's expression changes. Part fear, part recognition. He whispers, "It knows my name." The woman flinches, because she didn't think he remembered that word. The creature watches them, blinking its many pupils. It tilts its head, studying the man the way an animal studies its mirror. "You feel it too," it murmurs. "You feel the link opening." The man shivers because he does. Another impact hits the station. This one feels intentional, like someone is knocking. A guard at the window gasps. Shapes move outside, drifting just beyond the lights. Long, thin figures with glowing specks inside their bodies. The woman curses. They're not supposed to be this close. They never approach human stations. She turns to the creature. "Did you call them?" The creature bares its teeth in something like a smile. "I don't call them. They follow the host." Everyone turns toward the man. He steps back, terrified. "I don't know what I am," he says. But the way the shadows outside move suggests they do. The bay doors bang. Someone is trying to pry them open from the outside. The guards form a line, but their hands shake. The woman whispers to the man, "There's something you haven't remembered yet. Something they built inside you." He looks at her, desperate. "What did they build?" She hesitates, then lies. "Nothing dangerous." The creature laughs softly. She hides the truth. She always has. The woman shoots at a warning glare, but her trembling jaw gives her away. The overhead screens flicker. A map appears, one the station never loaded. It shows the galaxy, marked with dozens of glowing points. Every point is moving toward the station. The guards stare, stunned. "Is that," one whispers, "a fleet?" But before anyone can finish, the bay doors tear open, not from outside, but from above. Metal rains down. A tall silhouette drops through the smoke. A voice says, "Stand away from the host. He belongs to us now." The tall silhouette drops to the floor and raises a glowing blade toward the woman. A guard fires in panic, but the bullet freezes mid-air, trapped in a shimmering field. The stranger flicks a finger, and the frozen bullet snaps backward into the guard's shoulder. The woman shouts, "Do not let him touch the host." The man's knees buckle at that word, host, as if something inside him reacts. The stranger steps forward. His armor is smooth, black, and covered in faint symbols that shift like smoke. He lowers the blade to the floor and kneels before the man. "Primary host," he says softly, "your return was delayed." The man stumbles back, terrified of the word return. The creature screeches and leaps toward the stranger. But before it lands, the stranger raises a hand. A burst of invisible force slams the creature against the ceiling. "You were the fragment," the stranger says. "He is the whole." The creature snarls, bones twisting as it tries to stand. The woman from Division 7 draws a hidden weapon, thin, silver, almost needle-like. It vibrates with dark energy. "This ends now," she whispers. The stranger tilts his head. "You brought the null spire? You fools never understood it." The woman freezes, shocked he knows the weapon's name. The man stares at her. "You said nothing dangerous was inside me." Her eyes drop to the floor. "I had to keep you calm," she says. But the stranger laughs. "Calm?" He carries the key signal. The map to our origin. To all of us. The guards back away as the station trembles again. The glowing dust in the air thickens. The woman steps closer to the stranger. "You can't take him," she warns. "He isn't ready." The stranger responds, "He was ready the day you cut him apart." The man flinches. Memory flashes again. 2 beds. 2 bodies. 1 light. A failed merge. Pain. Then darkness. The creature suddenly drops from the ceiling, landing between the man and the stranger. "I won't let you steal him again," it growls. Its skin ripples, shifting colors, reshaping bones. A new form emerges, taller, stronger, sharper. The stranger raises the blade. "The fragment still believes it is separate," he says. The woman lifts the null spire. "You don't take him without going through me." The man clutches his head, overwhelmed by voices echoing inside his skull. The station groans as another shadow passes outside. Huge, closer, alive. The screens flash again, showing all those glowing fleet points converging on the station at impossible speed. The stranger looks up at the display and smiles behind his mask. "The others have arrived to claim their host," he says as the walls begin to crack outward. The walls split open with a deafening crack, but no debris falls. Instead, black threads of light pour from the breaks, moving like veins searching for a heartbeat. The man gasps. The threads bend toward him. The creature hisses and steps in front of him, terrified for the first time. The stranger lowers his blade as if witnessing a sacred moment. A deep tone echoes through the station, low and ancient. Every screen pulses with the same symbol. A circle split in two. The man's vision blurs. He sees the symbol burned into a lab wall. He sees himself standing beside another form, identical, before the separation. The woman from Division 7 curses under her breath and smashes a panel. "Seal the bay," she orders. But the room ignores her. Every system bends toward the man as if the station itself recognizes him. Even the lights tilt their glow toward him. The stranger steps closer, voice soft. "It remembers you." The creature snarls. He belongs to no one. Not even them. But its voice cracks with fear. A sudden blast shakes the ceiling. One of the glowing fleet points outside finally arrives. Not a ship, something alive, like a massive dark manta drifting through space. It presses against the station hull, sending vibrations through every floor. A ripple of images flashes in the man's mind. Huge chambers, soft voices, and a promise. "When the host wakes, we will return." The man clutches his chest. His heartbeat does not feel human anymore. It feels synced, matched, to something outside. The woman sees his pain and steps forward. She touches his arm gently, guilt in her eyes. "You were never supposed to be alone," she whispers. Her voice breaks. "We didn't know you'd feel the missing part." The creature trembles at her words. Layers of memory flicker in its eyes. Labs, lights, separation, screaming. It was not just an experiment. It was the half they cut away to make the host stable. The stranger raises his hand. A dark field surrounds the man, lifting him a few inches off the floor. "He is waking," the stranger murmurs. "He is remembering what he was made to guide." The woman lifts the null spire, pointing it at the field. "If he wakes without the merge, he will break," she says. Her voice carries terror, not threat. "He cannot survive like this." The creature crawls closer to the man. Its many pupils shift into one, matching the man's gaze. "Let us be whole again," it whispers. "He needs me." The stranger steps between them. He needs no fragment. He needs purpose. The station suddenly tilts, gravity failing. The black threads of light now wrap around the man's arms, pulling him upward. The hull outside glows, as if something enormous is ready to open it from the other side. The man whispers, "I remember where they're trying to take me," just as the wall behind him starts to tear open. The wall rips open like paper, and something steps through the light. Not a creature, not a machine. A towering shape made of shifting black glass, bending the air around it. Everyone feels their lungs tighten as if the room itself rejects its presence. The shape turns its faceless head toward the man. Every black thread of light snaps toward it, pulled into its surface. The creature beside the man collapses, trembling violently. "That's not one of them," it whispers. "That's what created them." The stranger's blade lights up, brighter than before. He stands between the man and the towering figure. "Directive breach," he growls. "You were not meant to manifest here." The figure responds only by tilting its head, as if curious. A sudden shockwave blasts outward. Guards slam into walls. Panels burst into sparks. The woman from Division 7 shields her face as the creature pulls her behind a crate. The man floats mid-air, caught between the light threads and the figure's gravity. The figure lifts one long, glass-like arm. Symbols appear across its surface, identical to the ones burned into the man's memories. The woman gasps. "He wasn't made to be a host for them," she says. "He was made to be a host for it." The stranger mutters a curse beneath his breath. "You hid more than I thought," he says to the woman. She doesn't deny it. Her silence is enough. The creature drags itself forward, face warping with pain. "I felt it sleeping," it croaks. "When they cut us apart. It was under the labs. Watching." The man's eyes widen as another memory cracks open. White suits running, alarm screaming, a deep voice saying, Only one part survives. The other is disposable. A loud metallic groan erupts above them. The ceiling splits. Dozens of smaller glass-like shapes descend, drifting in tight formation. They move with perfect synchronization. Silent, cold, intelligent. The stranger's aura flickers. Even he is afraid now. The woman grabs the man's hand, trying to pull him down. "You have to choose," she says, voice shaking. "You can't let them take you. You're not finished." But the man can barely hear her over the rising hum inside his skull. Outside the station, more of the massive manta-shaped beings arrive. They circle the structure like guardians, or vultures. Broadcast signals blast through every speaker in a single repeating message. Primary host, prepare for integration. The creature roars in pain as the smaller glass forms reach for the man. The stranger slices one apart, but it reforms instantly. The woman fires the null spire. The beam cracks one figure, but only for a moment. The towering figure finally moves its hand toward the man. The station bends inward. Lights explode, and the man whispers, "It's not here to take me. It's here to finish what I started." The ground trembled under Alex's feet. A sharp line of light cut across the sky. Mira froze as if she finally understood something. Jace whispered one word, "Alignment." Then everything around them shifted, like the world had taken a deep breath. A pattern formed in the dust at their feet. Not random. Not natural. Perfect rings. Each ring pulsed with a slow heartbeat of light. Alex stepped back, shocked. The rings matched the symbol he saw in the hidden room. The same symbol that had been burned into the metal plate Jace carried. The same symbol the machines kept chasing. Myra's voice shook. "They knew we would come here." She didn't explain. She didn't need to. Her eyes already said she understood more than she ever admitted. A new sound rose from below the earth. Not a machine. A tone. Warm, low, almost like a voice trying to speak through the ground. The rings widened, breaking the dirt. Something beneath them pushed to the surface. Jace grabbed Alex's arm. "Move. Now." But Alex didn't move. He stared as a black shape rose through the broken soil. Oh, smooth. Seamless. A pillar, but also a door. Mira touched the surface, and the pillar responded. Lines of soft blue light climbed upward, revealing more hidden symbols. Symbols she recognized, symbols she had drawn in her notebook days before she even met them. Alex felt his throat tighten. "How did you know these?" But Mira only shook her head and backed away, terrified. The pillar opened. Not with a hinge. It unfolded like light peeling away from stone. Inside was a chamber. Small. Silent. Waiting. And on the floor lay a device that looked older than everything around it. Jace stepped forward. "Someone left this for us." But a new tremor cut him off. The ground behind them cracked open. A wave of heat shot upward. Something massive moved deep in the dark, forcing the earth to ripple like water. Alex saw it first. A shadow, long, bending, alive, crawling toward them from the far ridge. Too big to be a machine. Too fast to be human. It reacted to the pillar's light, twisting its shape as if aware, as if angry. Mira backed into the open chamber. "We have to choose. Now." The shadow rose higher, forming a shape that blocked the sky. Alex stepped toward the device on the chamber floor. The shadow lunged, and the world snapped into blinding white. Alex gasped for air as the white light thinned. A high alarm-like pulse hammered through the ground. The pillar flickered, losing its shape. Mira shouted his name, her voice breaking. Jace yelled, "It's starting!" The world around them twisted like soft metal. Colors bent. Shadows stretched. The countdown was silent, but they all felt it in their bones. Something was coming through. Alex staggered forward. The device in the chamber pulsed faster. Each pulse felt like a heartbeat not his own. Mira grabbed his arm. "We don't have time. Use it." But Alex didn't even know what "use" meant. The pillar's light suddenly collapsed inward. A shockwave shot out, throwing them across the broken ground. Jace rolled onto his knees, coughing. His hand glowed faintly. He stared at it in horror. That wasn't supposed to happen. Mira froze. She knew that glow. She had seen it once on someone's skin in a memory she tried to forget. The memory hit her like fire. Jace looked up. You saw it too, didn't you? He wasn't asking. He was confessing. Before she could answer, the earth snapped open again. A column of black smoke shot upward. No wind. No fire. Just thick, cold darkness rising like a living thing. Alex grabbed the device, and the smoke stopped rising. Stopped. As if watching him. The air thinned. A low vibration filled the valley. Then, a second twist hit. A beam of blue light fired out of the cracked ground behind them. Not random. Not wild. A signal. A call. Something responded from the sky with a deep, distant pulse. Mira stepped in front of Alex. You can't activate it, she whispered. If you do, they'll find us sooner. Alex stared at her. You knew this whole time. Her silence answered for her. Jace's glowing hand brightened. He looked at Alex with sharp fear. She's not telling you the whole truth. Mira flinched. Don't, she warned. But Alex already saw it. The fear in both of them. The smoke rising higher. The sky pulsing again. The ground trembling as if the world was choosing a side. Jace backed away. Mira stepped closer. The device in Alex's hands warmed like a living heart. The sky cracked open above them. And something colossal began to descend. The shape descended through the cracked sky, and the truth hit Alex like a blade. The colossal figure was not an enemy. It was him. An older version. A version wearing the same device, only completed. Myra's breath stopped. Jace's hand dimmed. The world fell into a heavy silence. Older Alex floated down. Calm, steady, sad. You were never meant to escape this moment, he said. The valley glowed beneath them. Black smoke swirled like a wounded creature. Older Alex looked at it. That was the first mistake I made, he whispered. The thing I created to save us. The thing that turned against everything. Mira stepped forward, shaking. You knew. You knew all this time. Older Alex nodded. You tried to warn him, he said softly. Her eyes lowered. Yes, she whispered. Jace trembled. Why am I glowing? Older Alex looked at him with regret. Because you carry the second part of the device. It fused to you in the blast. You were never supposed to touch it. Jace backed away in fear. The glow spread up his arm. Get it out. You can't, Older Alex said. The ground shook. Black smoke reached toward the sky like a long shadow arm. Older Alex's voice hardened. You must finish what I failed to do. Alex stared at his older self. Why me? Because you're the last version who still believes this world can be saved. A blue ripple rolled across the air. Time bent. Fragments of future and past flashed around them. Cities empty, skies burning, oceans frozen. Alex's heart pounded. This all happens because of me? Older Alex shook his head. No. It happens because you stop it. He lifted his own device. The shape matched the one in Alex's hands exactly. This is not a weapon, he said. It is a key. The black smoke shrieked, a sound like metal breaking. Mira covered her ears. Jace collapsed to the ground, glowing brighter, almost blinding. The planet felt like it was leaning toward one final decision. Older Alex raised his hand. When you turn the key, you rewrite the moment that began this ruin. You open the path we never took. He looked straight into his younger eyes. But the cost is everything you know. Alex's hand shook. Mira reached for him. Whatever happens, she whispered, don't do it alone. Jace forced himself up, light spilling from his skin. I'll hold the smoke back, he gasped. Just decide. The sky trembled. The world froze. Alex lifted the device, and the key began to turn on its own.